Hello Blender folks, welcome and welcome back. This is Gnomes and this is next week, second week somewhat, or some could consider first real week of the year with a Monday, if we consider that it starts week on Monday. So today I've remade the schedule finally, so this will be for a while. I think I won't change because I have to grow on those projects, those 3 projects. The one of them is, okay, let's get some soundtrack here. One of them is, as you can see, this character. This is a avatar, 3D avatar character that I'm making. Is the first one, so there are a lot of things I need to investigate and how I personally would rig that, learn how to rig that. That's very bizarre because it uses shape keys, and just to show you here, there's some good content online about that, but it's not, it's, oops, I've lost the, okay, so we have some, oh, I can't show the video right now. Okay, never mind. Well, let's show anyways. Okay, so where it is, the screen, oh, of course, here. So you see this video I've downloaded for free on the internet of some guy, who is the guy who made this? I'm not entirely sure, but if I check here, this, so reference are mocap facial demon. Yes, I think it's this one. Yes, so all this 52 facial expressions. So for instance, so this is the link where I've downloaded this file, but the guy who provided the link was maybe there's some link to this site. So no, this is just a download thing. So 2 facial expressions mocap. Okay, so I think it's, no, this is Royal Skies. Yeah, I think it's this guy. Yeah, this guy's we learn from mobile. So he has many good tutorials on how to approach this thing of making those facial expression, automating them. He makes add-on, free and paid. I was able to get one of the free version. In some link didn't work, another worked, so I don't know what's going on. But there is a free and a paid version of that, and the add-on is maybe is not required. Maybe for industrial scales of stuff like that would be nice to gain time, of course. But we can, since I would be interested, but for now I will do on my own. So this guy has good content. So for this, it's a few guy that make tutorial on this thing that seems more in depth. So, and still another one that is very good is I think the name of the guy is Shonzo. Yes, I think this guy here. So he has some, he has a tutorial here, or more a walkthrough, where he's building all the facial shape keys with extras. So this is it's about, yeah, entire 1 hour and 40 minutes of shape keys, and he doesn't have, or this person doesn't have a lot of tutorials actually, so probably is more a streamer, and occasionally has made this this highlight here as long video, which serves as a, so this is very good content, because this is a working process by making the shape keys by hand, right? And this is not the way I'm gonna do this, but this is very important because he describes each of the 55 to 52 expressions in some more or less good way, yeah, instructive way. So this is very relevant. It's a long video, but it really is very nice. So it helped me get insight into what are truly, how is that stuff, right? So let's go back here then, and hold on, let's get back to the the YouTube thing. So because now I'm going to, so I'm still rigging the, so this character's name is Tsukagi. So right now she has hair, but the hair is already rigged, but we're not gonna use that. Rigged in a based way, but it's not complete. Probably will need some retakes. Here is, so what I need to do, I have a Shift 11. It's the text editor, so you can use it to make some notes directly into the Blender file. Very useful, so I insist to have here. So this is what I've done, right? So already, so here is what I have to do. And basically skeleton wave paint, I'll almost finish that. Just the upper spine is needed, maybe some helper bones, yeah, but actually this is just the base, and it's very time consuming, right? So I'm considering, this is why I'm considering then using different techniques for wave paint, and hold on, I'm messing up with the windows here. I want the soundtrack here. Alright, so the restore face ghost mesh, so this is necessary. This is the universal sonic mouth rig setup that I have made for my character. I mean, this is, I've imported or appended the entire armature object that of my other character Aisha, which is very advanced, so I didn't have to I had to reposition that. That was nightmarish, but was, and it's not totally complete because the some bone constraints, they need to be reassessed, those related to distance, you know, bend, stretch to bone constraints, stuff like that. So this will be another slightly nightmarish stuff, but this is secondary. Right now I need to set the waves for the head and the face features, which is a lot, and so I'm gonna in the process restore this, which is related to this universal sonic mouth rig. Will not work for, I believe will not work for the mocap, but I can use nonetheless to make the shape keys, because I'll do these transforms with armature deform and then convert them to shape keys. So this is possible in vanilla Blender. There are different ways to do that, but in principle the way I'm gonna do it is not by having a duplicate mesh and using some operators here like join as shape or transfer shape keys. Sort of slightly complicated, non-intuitive methods. Yeah, I don't know how to do them on by heart, but I have the tutorials that explain. Last time I've tried on live, I failed, something went wrong. So anyway, so Dumuzi, a friend that appears occasionally here, or so he notified me there's this other method which is directly apply as shape key, right? Apply so basically the idea is to duplicate this, maybe disable one, and then make the pose on this duplicated one armature modifier, and then apply as shape key. So then we get the pose, and so we can then we end up with this again, right? Regularize, then we do this again until we have the proper setup. So all these modifiers here, they are object modifier, they are from the previous rig, so nothing is working here, just the armature I'm working on, the armature modifier. So I'm gonna focus on this today. Ear bones, yeah, it has some ear bones, and if I'm successful and the character is poseable and the expressions are adequate, then I can already make some tests here. And for the facial mocap, and maybe I will try to do this in the I'm gonna check VC Face, which is a motion capture app I think it's a Japanese one, but I'm not sure. So let's go get the armature. So where's the armature? Is here. So first things, let's start this thing. So because I've started slightly like half hours before what I was trying to engage in my channel, so I'm gonna make it a little longer today, not to 1 hour and 20, maybe 1 hour and 40, just to compensate. Yeah, anyways, I sometimes expand beyond anyways, but this is something I'm working on. Alright, so there's not this layer here. I still have a lot of bone layers, but they are all reorganized. So now I just need to find out so this is the solo view, the deformed skeleton. Yeah, and I'll pick the control skeleton so I'll be able to make some tests. Why I'm looking at the hair here? Oh, because of this. Okay. I got the wrong solo. So last time I was working on finishing the spine. We need some masks to get this thing work better. So for instance, here we see that these are, well, in the case of blur tool is not too bad for blur tool is not prone to rogue waves, you say, so not in this way at least. So we don't need here for just blurring, don't need the mask. So gotta make these things a little better. It's my word to have some harsher thing there because of the rib cage. And here, why not? Let's get a few more blended waves on this region. Okay, so this bendy bone, then this one. Okay, so now we're gonna mask. Let's make a highlight, another one for wave paint here. Okay folks, so maybe quick tip here in wave painting. Basically, you see this bone was just for blurring, so I can use blur without masking because blur tool is not prone to generating rogue waves, right? So of course we can accidentally do something like that, but not the worst thing, which should be that. So so here don't need a mask really in this particular case, but for this other bone, yes, it would be nice. Actually, this one, the spine here, would be nice to have some mask. And so I don't need to go on edit mode because Blender recently, some Blender 4, I don't know where exactly, when they bring up this, so we tweak here, the shortcut doesn't work for some reason, but we click here, and here I can shift alt left mouse button, hold on folks, sorry, screencast key, so shift alt left mouse button, click on a face loop. No, I need, sorry, 1 to activate the paint mask option. It could be the vertex selection, but here, and 3 is the bone there, right? So the regular view. So I need to, yeah, to use the mask features, I need to be on the mask, paint mask, thing. So here, Shift Alt, so just as if we were on edit mode, right? And so here I'm gonna just keep adding some, yeah, maybe this I don't, oops, so this sometimes a bit tricky. Hold, the commands I'm using, they are somewhat crazy, but it's a bit confusing sometimes. So sometimes I click C to get this, and then I click, and then I shift click, and then I click or shift click to take off. So okay, this is an old control. So what I've learned that is good is the possibility to make these loops, face loops, entire face loops. So Alt A will deselect everything, so I lose, right? So just make these face loops directly here. And I think, oh, there's some guy that I've also got some idea here that we can actually, I think it's overlays. There is this show bones, display bones, well, which can be very helpful in case like this for wave painting as well. So actually it could be a quick favorite, or we can assign a shortcut for that, because I don't have in mind a shortcut that won't for this right now. So let's do this, so that can, okay. And so this is the upper spine, so maybe I would have waves until there. Yeah, that seems very low waves here, maybe that's still okay, right? So let's do this, show bones, and then now this mask I'm gonna save. Now we are ready to go, well, already on wave paint mode. So let's just pick the brush here, and now we can actually Control X at maximum waves, and then why not smooth, and then we got some few iteration. I use the negative one, contract -1, right? So now everything is contracting. Let's augment this. So this is a easy way, cheesy way to get the, we can even do more here. It's a cheesy way to get this some automation for these waves, to start working with waves. And then of course this is still too strong, so in Blender 4.3 this is the mix, and so this is a mix brush, but we can take off waves with cold control. So but because it's a mix brush, I can also, this means that I can also pick a value here. Let's see, this is, yeah, so okay, I got an idea. I'm gonna expand here, Control Numpad plus, and I'm gonna blur this more. Now I don't have enough geometry, so yeah, so this will be the maximum threshold. I leave like that. So reduce again. So here we're gonna, let's hide these bones again. I don't want too much influence in this, and so just smear this down. Here maybe it's good to have strong waves in this area, although it will take too much waves from the clavicle, the collarbone structure. So maybe I'll just try to eliminate a little of this, because there would be helper bones in this region, and certainly here. So this is the most critical area, the complex joint of the shoulder. So in this case I really want to reduce this influence a lot, and we'll see later, yeah, just the surrounding. Then we can yeah, maybe no, actually here we got strong waves. I'm on mix, so let's make sure this is 1 absolute 1. Here we can, yeah, here we can already on this area. So here just because what is there is black, is 0 waves, so we don't need to, even if I blur too much here, it will not, it will end up blurring, interpolating between black and whatever is here. So there's little danger here in making wrong waves. And here probably, yeah, so here for without making some tests, so I'm just going to give a strong value here, but not and this we got a mistake here. Okay, so I believe this should work, and here gonna try to remove a little more of these ones. And just another tip, in particularly in this Blender version here, but probably before, there is this extension now, which is easy waves. So you get easy waves, and I have here the always auto clean option. So that what that means, this is super solution, because if we got this on, we can use combine it with this mix thing to have it work as if it was a subtract. I'll show a clear example here, but I'm gonna save before. So I'm going to, for instance, get the where is, yeah, so I have active 0 waves here. Let's say, yes, so remember I have mix here, but if I hold control, I can 0 waves this. You see, I just as if it was a subtract. So this is a super empowered tool. It does the mix, which is adding exacting precision if I wanted. So just this, right? It doesn't add to up to, right, but it will subtract up to, no, this will subtract, yeah, up to 0. So, and then more than that, there is a combo here, so triple combo or fourth combo, I don't know, restrict. So I can use this option of restrict with a shortcut of 4, we don't see it, but that means that whichever becomes 0 waves, the black color, I cannot wave paint on it anymore, because now it is taken off. But I can still wave paint the blue, but not this one. So I turn off the restrict, so I can, here I cannot, it seems to be black there. Oh, it's not restricted. Yeah, now it's restricted. So you see, we can have a real-time mask, and this is happening because whichever reaches exactly 0 and not 0.001 or whichever waves will, instead of keeping the blue color, well, this is because of course this is because of this, but then it will become black, and because it becomes black, it becomes a vanilla fix that Easy Waves does. It will really take this off from the vertex group, so it will really become 0 waves. And so that will become, if we restrict, it's no more part of the vertex group, so it's, we cannot even work on that anymore. So this is the Giga combo for wave painting, and still it doesn't save wave painting from being hellish, but it makes it much more precise and quality wise a good choice. Alright folks, now let's continue here. I need to start publishing these highlights as soon as I've made the live stream. That will be better, right? So here in edit mode, I'm not very satisfied with this shapes here, so let's make some quick fix here. Some strange curvature here. I need to improve this anatomy here. Smooth this maybe. Where's the gizmo? I don't see the... Okay, anyways, we'll have the... Yeah, it's a little better now. Here I also think we could... Alright, so here we gonna continue now. I think the neck... So I'm not gonna care about the resulting of the body because it's not the priority. But, so I'm not even working on the helper bones. I'm just working on the... Yeah, so let's give her cloth back. Costume back. So, and also let's address the hold on folks, sorry. No, it's all fine. Okay, I suspected for a moment that for an instant that the fire was on, some cooking thing. So here let's go on with painting for the where's the skeleton? Yeah, I'm lost here. The skeleton is here, so I need to click it and let's see. Okay, we have so I'm playing. Oh yeah, I knew that could happen. It's the... Oh, this is dangerous. Yeah, so basically there is some... This thing needs to be... Yeah, on every mode, so this is weird, right? This can be dangerous, just as this can be dangerous if we don't know where to look for these options. So here also we would need, right? So edit mode, pose, pose mode also, yeah, pose mode. Yeah, so a little complication. Anyways, folks, let's get back. So the deform, no, the skeleton. Let's, yeah, the head bone then. Take off the mask. We have some wave painted neck. Sounds adequate. Okay, this is lagging my project. It's of course the terrible thing to have procedural subdivisions, right? This piece of cloth is not completed. There's some strange curvature of this bendy bone, but maybe it's not a problem. Alright, then the waves of the neck, yeah, this was solved already. So now the challenge is the head, right? So same thing, I'm gonna make a... we need this tool here. I'm gonna hide this. I'm gonna L this, but actually, where is the... Oh, this L doesn't It's not implemented, right? Yeah, let's make a record here for a, not a bug report, but something like that. So you see, folks, I have here, I need the mask, face mask, paint mask option. Then if I shift alt left mouse button click, of course we need to be on the tweak, which has a shortcut, but the shortcut W doesn't work in here. So it's default, it is just not working. Something else is in place, so this is annoying. We can of course assign things, but okay. But the strange thing is that it is stacking with another stuff. So, and then another issue here, which is happening, is that you see that what if I want to L something, select linked. Oh, what's happening? Why it doesn't select everything? Well, it turns out it's because this selected linked is using the, where is the adjust last operation region? Well, is that this doesn't appear for, you see, for wave paint mode. We need to be on. So let's make a proof of concept here. So let's normal and go back here, L. Alright, so apparently I was wrong. So this is like, it's not really doing what I think. So yeah, it is doing something, it's respecting the seams for some reason, and I don't know why it doesn't appear. So this is strange, right? I think it should appear. There's we should have control over over that feature. Alright, so now yeah, so see, we don't stop finding stuff to improve in Blender, right? It will be much easier if the things didn't broke over time, right? Also because of the upgrades things get broken, but that will be easier, right? If we don't step back, right? If we didn't step back all the time. But usually that's okay, but it's more work to do, right? So so what I was doing, yes, we need to isolate the head, and that is it. There's some mesh inside. We'll need to check on the mirror. Yeah, so there's the inside mesh there. Eye sockets, yes, the nose, or how I didn't see that. Okay, I think that's it. So Shift H, and now we can get back the mirror modifier. We gonna get Shift H. No, bones. That's the name of that. Is bone selection, which allows me to. Oh, there's another bug here. Yes. Let's report. Terrible way to bug report. It's not, maybe it's not a bug, but inconsistencies. So check here, folks. You see that when I hide a I'm here on the paint mask option, right? So I can, for instance, I can unhide the mesh, and if I go on the bone selection, well, if I unhide the mesh. But you see this bone here, let's go back on the bone selection so that we can. Oh, something weird happened. I clicked the Okay, so strange. Okay, I have to go back then. I don't know what happened, folks. But what I want to show is this. Oops, no, still. Okay, I need to alt left mouse button click, otherwise if I just click I lose the armature. I didn't know about that. Okay. So anyways, and you see that if I hide the bone, I can hide the bones on wave paint mode, but I cannot unhide the bones. Where, so see, it unhides the mesh, but the mesh was supposed to be, wasn't it supposed to be a paint mask thing or a vertex, right, a mesh related thing? So why we are in this bone selection mode and we can hide bones but we cannot unhide them? So now I have to go out on the, now I've probably lost my armature, and now I need to click the, yeah, whichever other bone collection, unhide. So this is a bit weird, right? It should, if we can hide the bone, we should be able to unhide it, right? Alright, let's continue here and stop recording those things. So I hope I don't find any other problem here. It is sluggerishing my performance. So yeah, we have the mask, right? I've lost all my selections. Gonna just expand. Now this is easier. Let's normal. That should, oh, that's much better, right? Okay. Wave paint mode. And oh, I forgot something important. Shift H. Okay. Now we now I need to get to wave paint the head. So the head, we can start with something like that, right? But this is somewhat stupid because all the features of the face will lose some influence. So what I need to do instead is that I'm going to reduce, this is a good highlight actually, not for a bug, a good highlight. So here folks, I'll show you a special technique of, well, maybe it's not special, but already in the past I used to do something very noobish. It works, but it's not super, it can pose some minimal problems, like wave paint the head bone with the head mesh with all the in red, right? And so this is actually not super good, because if we have some bones, like for example I have bones on the ears, the deformed bones, and actually I have where they are, ears, well, I think they are bones of the face. Okay, so you see I have these ear bones, and they are deformed bones. If I have to, if the head bone competes with so much amount of wave influence, one, right, with them, so the ratios of these bones will be highly reduced. The ratios, now the ratio will be, for these bones, yeah, they will be very lowered, right? So they will have small influence, half influence. That means that when I pose this, even if I had maximum influence here, it will be sharing weight with the head, which is very strong, and then the mesh will lag behind the bone. So unfortunately I don't have a good demonstration here, and if I had more head bones, imagine I have 4 head bones, all with influence 1, all of them will halfway the influence here. And yeah, the ideal thing would be to make a test, right? So I have this tip of the ear here with this influence, so this max influence. I'm not using, and by the way, I'm not using auto normalize option, so I'm just relying on and not normalizing waves. So this is the real wave, not the real, these are the current local wave, local color that I've left these bones painted. So this is the way I work with this, but there are other workflows. So here, this is the head, no, this is not the head bone, this is the head bone, which already painted. So you see, if the head bone has this amount of influence, okay, this is not what I mean. You see how the tip of the ear don't lags behind its deformed bone, and this is happening. Well, the pose will happen, but we'll have the offsetting between the deformed bone and the mesh, and this is not super cool, I think, because it's not very precise for certain. If we want to, it's annoying, right? It's an imperfection. So what we can do instead is just take waves from this, but actually not all the waves. Note that I'm using the mix blend for the brush, and the mix blend allows me to actually, let's say I want a minimum waves for the, could be even that, right? So this means that the head is still sharing waves with this, so it's not like this bone has maximum influence, it's still sharing waves. This could be useful for as a protection against certain joint anomalies that can happen on, like, the problem is that if a deformed bone is the only deformed bone having influence over a region, a mesh region, then that influence is fake. That will actually be red. So if I get the head bone, so to avoid this problem, I just make sure that the head will still have a minimum amount of waves on the model. Now you see that, so this is another parallel problem, but now if I pick this, you see, now you see this. So the more waves I have here for the head, the more lagging behind will have the mesh there, especially I think we saw with the tip, right? And so this is annoying. So this is why it's a good, I think it's although it's time consuming, but it's a good thing. Maybe auto normalize would be the best approach there if we like to use it, if you know how to use it properly. And so in this way we can take off the waves from gradually, right? In this case I can make it simple, right? Let's get, because I know the ears here, they have some seams. So for instance, no, this is not good. Yeah, can do this already. Let's give that very low value, just as a okay, folks, here I don't know what happened, so whatever. So this is not 0 waves, it's not the black color, so there is at least a very minimum value here. And so just to keep organized, and then in the corners you can make some blurring, right? So this will be for the skull, right? Yeah, so for instance here, so the skull will have whichever is more rigid structural, I will leave for the head. And yeah, in the case of the head, maybe whichever, maybe it might be the only bone influencing some parts of the head, so yeah. But for the ear, I just want to have the head everywhere, just in case, right? So if for instance the head lost all waves here, then no, this is not a good example. Never mind, folks. So it's just a protection measure, but it's not super important. But what is important is to have this is to have this better deforms here, which more influence given to this. And anything else here does, oh yeah, and then the reason why the ears will follow is because even if is by parenting, right? So the head doesn't really need to carry a lot of waves, zero, not even any waves, but it doesn't need to be carrying the mesh of the, because we can do this with something like FK, right? So this is, does it has parenting relation? I think this is has a wrong parent to relation. Sorry, folks, this is master I key tour, so yeah, nothing to do. So just parent this to actually to the proper head bone there, keep offset, so, and it's symmetrizing, so we will get this for both ear bones. So even if there's no waves for the head there, of course this is very basic, we get still the this is not the proper, yeah, so it's carried by parenting relation, so we can do interesting combinations with that, right? So a very noobish topic, but very interesting to know. Alright, so now we need to go back to our okay, so for the skeleton I just want this, and we're gonna try to, yeah, I need to conclude this, sorry folks. So yeah, I have already a mask for the head, so let's continue here. So I already made this painting, and here is this, oh yes, we don't want this also, this is a mistake. Let's use the face thing here. Okay, it's not what I wanted, but let's continue taking off these waves. So this is not the head, the skull, right? So it's not exactly the head bone, is the skull bone in terms of deforms. Yeah, and as we reach the corners, right, you can get this threshold here. Okay, so L here. Now for, let's expand here. I'm gonna take off these waves. Yeah, so very strong change here. We're gonna blur from here. I want to make sure I have the mirror side can't be wave paint. Okay, so we're gonna make a good gradation here. Usually this is good enough. If it's not, we can still maybe blur this one. Yeah, this can be more complicated for that, but this should be working. So let's see the control key skeleton. Oh, need to be on the yeah, there's still some parts of for some reason the yeah, I know what's going on. Some driver. Yeah, we have some driver that is inverted, I think. The aim feature, I think it should be turned off. But this is for later. This is not even maybe usable for the rig of the avatar, more for the rig of the character, right? So here, let's get the head bone. Okay, so the muzzle. Now this is an interesting point. I have a rig that is the universal sonic mouth rig, and or something like that that I use. So I'm going to start there are a lot of features here, so the whole muzzle and the whole face, they are not to be as influenced as the yes, maybe it's a good highlight to have. Nah, it's too confusing. Never mind. So yes, this part here, I don't have a lot of geometry, right? So what can I do? Let's just give the jawline also. Yeah, let's make the highlight actually. That's so the same principle of the ear. I'm for the head bone I'm taking, which is more a skull bone, right? I'm taking a lot of waves, but this is still have a small value here, so it still have the bone will deformed bone will still have waves on the face, but all the muzzle, lower face, upper face, the face region of the character, which has a lot of bones to deform, right? The face, as you can, yeah, there actually just this collection here. So you see the amount of facial features, which is normal. So even here the character has some deform. So this is not, I don't want to skull the head bone to be affecting this mesh too much, because I want them to be very deformable. Even the jawline, I don't want the head to have too much influence of it, so I'm gonna expand here, and probably so the skull here behind the neck and on the sides, under the ear, yeah, all this will be more skull rigid, right? The ears are not, so this is why they are. I have made the mask before to take off the, but not sufficient to take all the waves. So at least the head will have a generic values for I use here 0.001, but here I'm using 0.10, so it doesn't really matter. It's slow waves. There is some regularity, and then so here I'm gonna do the same thing. So it will be easier for these other bones, deformed bones on the face, on the jaw, right, to make the better deforms. Yeah, so here we need to improve this. There are more stuff going on. Yeah, so the tip of the nose, so all these bones here, they will, of the face, they will be affecting. Yeah, so here, however, this is okay. I'm gonna just start to blur here. So here the blended waves, here still blended waves will be between the facial rig and the head rig. So we're gonna get this blurring thing here to just get some more structure, maybe a head structure to this. Yeah, you can say like that. And here we're gonna get this a bit more fleshy by just in relation to the skull, of course. And I think, yeah, here maybe we, yeah, so here I'm not totally sure, so I'm just gonna blur this entire line. Maybe that will be okay. Yeah, so maybe this is fine. And here also let's get some last line of blur here. We could decide if the skull gets some more influence here, but we'll see in rigging tests if those mesh start to move too much in undesirable ways, right? The idea is to give this head skull structure to the face rig, right? Then I'm gonna invert here, and because here we got some selection here, I want to look just at this mesh, so Shift H, can I? Yes, also I don't want to be looking at that. So yeah, it is masked, fine, that's not exactly what I intend to do. And here we're gonna, since I'm using so 0. So if I'm doing this for some reason, Control X, it's taking out waves, so let's do 0.01. that it's better, right? So now it's arguable, yeah, so the technique of the mouth bag or mouth interior, mouth cavity, all this I'm researching still what would be a better approach. Some riggers apparently they don't even, I've seen, I think it's the a conference, I think, of the Dylan Goose Studio, I don't know this. They do some anime render NPR style, right? And they, I've seen that in that conference that they decided not to use mouth bags because it's really a mess, right? It caused a lot of intersection with teeth, arcades, even the face sometimes, so it's nightmarish. And actually, because it's stylized, they could have the shading. I don't know exactly how they do that, I need to research, from the back faces of the head or whatever. Yeah, so you see you have just color inside, something like that, shading, and it looks good maybe. And I think it's a smart solution actually, so I'm considering that to eradicate mouth bags. Maybe just not beyond the back part of the lips, but just to give the lips some volume, some guaranteed volume. But for the rest, I think it can be substituted, especially on the style that is stylized. So it's becomes a shading problem. Okay, so by doing this, it's clear that these eye sockets mesh, they will have their own waves. These eye sockets might be different, folks. We might not want them to deform. Okay, so I got an idea here. Gonna pick the mask. I've never rigged them, that's why I'm confused here. So gonna get this option here. Let's make this face loop. Actually, it's this, and expand and expand, and up to here. I'm gonna get this to, yeah, because I don't even have bones for that, so they will rotate with the head. Okay, and then for there is another there. Let's make this selection now, right? Yes, and I think this is will be a mistake now, because now we are reaching. I don't understand what. I need the mouse here. Oh, it's ended. Okay, so 0.01 then. Let's unhide the mesh. There's a mistake there. So we will keep wave painting this. Some rogue waves here. It won't be, wouldn't cause anything serious, I think, but here. Now we can see exactly. So apparently, okay, I see what this, I use the mask here. Let's gradually, yes, let's gradually, yeah, let's make a, so unfortunately you cannot make an edge loop, so here need to be on, yeah, so because I'm unsure, let's do a gradation here. So this will be like lot of head. This will make something like here, in between the, so this will, the head will totally carry what is behind, but as it reaches here, this will have some deforms, maybe relative, I don't know which bone, maybe the bones of the this thing, and so on and so on, right? So this gradation, and then when we reach this is totally nearly non-head stuff, non-skull stuff. So I think this is good head for the skull thing, and it takes some work to do. So usually I'd prefer to lock this or have a backup, but no, it's not necessary. It's just make sure that we don't ruin the head thing. So the eye coins, I think they're already rigged. The ears, we can, yeah, let's start with the ears here. So we got the face. Why don't I have Shift M, new collection, def ears, create. Then check this, need to be on. Yeah, I'm gonna record this for the guy that makes, folks that make the extension Bone Manager. So essentially, what? I was recording until now. Sorry, folks. Okay. So here, there is a little bug or inconsistency in the Bone Manager add-on, that if I change the color of the collection on pose mode, you see these bones have some colors. If I change, so this collection has got just these bones, right? But if I change the color of the collection on pose mode, nothing happens, right? Okay, this is correct. But if I do the same on edit mode, the bones just lost their colors. And then it's nothing I can do, is need to Control Z, right? So so this is bad, and I think it's unpredicted behavior. So you need to be sure that you are on pose mode. I think it's pose mode. You have to be able to change the collection. So this is something that I think it's worth investigating and fixing. Alright, and can also, why not, let's rig the eyebrows because they are separated. Yeah, so do the eyebrow are even parented here. They have some armature, they are unparented. Yeah, we did do they have vertex groups? Oh, they have tons of batch delete, no shape keys. All right, then we have, okay, we're gonna parent here. We're going to parent with armature deform. We don't want any vertex groups. Then we need to get the eyebrows. Okay, armature, subdivision, solidify. Yes, yes. Okay. No, we need this is, I think it's for another rig. Yeah, we don't need that. This character design is different. I think this is useless now. Oh no, just all right. Then the wave paint, this is super simple. Is actually, they will have shared waves between themselves. So subdivision, optimal display. Why? Looks like this is not working here. I think it's a bug. Okay, never mind. So we're gonna, so this joint here is very special. It's a way to get the joint of the, to have this particular Wait. Why it's not responding? Okay, I'm gonna reparent this. Parent with armature deform. Maybe it's not a deformed bone. No, it is there. Okay, it has lost waves. Don't we have... Oh, there's some... There's some crazy wave paint. I'm blurring. Okay. Now it is working. Great. Yeah, so you have this joint here, the control point. The problem is that this won't match the face, but this is okay because the face has the brow, not the eyebrow. The brow, which is the skin, will have a different... Doesn't need to have this kind of bending on the style I've made, right? The eyebrow is more expressive. So what I need to do here is... Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna leave it black there, so we have very little influence on... Oh, what I'm doing, we might need to have full waves here, because apparently I'm missing some extra bones. Maybe what I have here won't be sufficient for this rig. Let's use some Shift X. What is this? I think it's too much, so let's reduce to this. And alright, then now you can turn on subdivision. Let's hide these ears, we don't need them. I think this is just good enough, right? Just 2 splines and this one located here. Sounds pretty nice, right? The texture, image texture, right? That is game changing, right? Alright, and then it also works for the other side. So now the technique for... Yeah, we're gonna first symmetrize all that. The bone constraints here, they are not ready. Unfortunately, we'll have to... Yeah, let's reset here, reset here. Let's see, the... all here seems to be adequate. Yes. This method I'm using this method of making bendy bone splines. I'm using the start handle tangent, so the bendy bone can start exactly the same head they are matching, and absolute. Then it ends in the tail of the bendy bone, ends in the head of the bendy bone. So this is absolute is like if the bone here were to start on its head on the tail of this one, so like they will be sequenced apparently. So it is as if everything needed to have connected automatic, right? Connected parenting. like, even though it is not necessarily connected parenting, but it does seem like in the visual aspect. You see, this one would be as if it were some, this would be some sort of parent offset, right, in relation to this, and this will be a, looks like a parent connected in relation to this one, but actually there's no parenting connected here. It could have, there is a special way to do this if we wanted the auto key option to work in here. Actually, it's something which we can achieve. So basically, in this approach, the stretch to bone constraint here would still go to the control, yes, so we wouldn't change the stretch to. The only thing that will change is that this will be the parenting. So instead of this being parent to the handle, this can be parent to the handle, maybe here, I'm not sure. Yeah, it could create some inconsistency, but we get this, then this we go on, yeah, let's parent here, connected, and then for the handles, we, instead of destroying what we have here, we get automatic, nothing changed, and automatic, and this one will get automatic, and yeah, probably in the end, well, we got some issues there. I think it's because of the bone constraints. No, reset and reset. Oh, of course, connected. Alright, so there are some, yeah, dependency cycle here. I think, yeah, because of the stretch 2, right? So maybe we don't need this stretch 2. Yeah, now it is locked. Yeah, so you have a limitation here. This inverse kinematics. Oh, of course. This now this is stretching. The other side is going crazy, right? So yeah, so I lose the, it's like this handle doesn't become absolutely required, right? So Yeah, there are some complications here. I'm gonna load here. So yeah, this is safer. I don't remember what was the setup. Probably I did something stupidly wrong, but there is a setup that this can work. I think we don't. I would need to delete the handles. Instead of having the handles, I need a different different setup. Alright, so this is already working, but I need to improve this with the bro rig, which is here. So apparently I'm missing. No, they are here. Alright. So it's the same setup, the same idea. These splines. The handles, their advantage is that they give some proper, better organization for the orientations for the bendy bones. Yeah, so what I need to do here is that I'm just gonna do a different parenting here. So this one that is parented to the control forehead. Okay, this is a master control. So what you're gonna do is that we're gonna parent these relations. We're gonna split here. We're gonna pin this. We're gonna go for the bone. Yeah, just want. Just showing here, alright. So we can have anything else here. So this is parented to the head. This time we'll do this different, but this might break some other rig, but this is okay. Keep offset, and keep offset. I've already matched them. So what does that mean is that I can if the mesh of the face was deforming here, it will drag the eyebrows all together. And then I can still have control of the eyebrows. So you see, the eyebrow would be deforming, yes, but because indirectly because of the posing of the mesh. So it's like I don't really, the positioning of the eyebrow will be moving with the deformed bones of the forehead or the brow, the upper face. So that means that I wouldn't totally need so much attention like a shrink wrap feature, although I can still have that in this case here, but there's no target here. So this could target a ghost mesh. That will be another story. We'll try to reach that, but for now I just need to make some, yeah, let's So this copy transforms, control I hold, alright. Control I hold, alright, and shrink wrap. Okay, nothing special here. So I think this changing the parenting here would not be a problem. Then I'm just concerned about if I should try to match here, because I don't have geometry here. I think it would make more sense this to be here, right? But anyways, I'll try to see. Or I could make another. No. The ideal thing, maybe I should try to match them, right? Yeah, so let's just pick this and this and place it there. This will make me lose the... Okay, just re-snap here and here, re-snap there. You see, that should work. And then we can try to readjust this from the top also. This is just details, they don't need to be matching exactly. Alright, so here we got a beautiful curvature in 3D, and now we can just on edit mode. Now this the question is, should I not sure if they are matching the... Yeah, they are matching. It's... This orientation, it's not a problem. So maybe I can make this just a little bigger. Yeah, like let's invert this idea, right folks? So let's make this like here, scale down, and then this, and this scale here. So this is one advantage of having the start handle as, how do you say, not as absolute but as tangent, so we can scale the handles with no problem regarding. So 0.01, hold alt, there we go. Just making 0.05. No, I don't know what happened. Yeah, I need to hold alt in the beginning, right? Alright. Okay. And also make this like this, so maybe make this one bigger and the eyebrow smaller. Yeah. And then now it's simple, just reset. And of course, because we've made all that, we're gonna symmetrize. And now I should, yeah, this is another step, complicated. Need to, okay, for 25 minutes, something like this. Let's get the same values here. Is there any? Zero point 0.01. Okay, that works. Ah, they're not symmetrizing. Okay, whatever. Should have done this and okay, now this is set. This one, okay, they are matching the proper. Right. Just the bone length here. So we're gonna make them mimic. It's not working. No, okay, it worked. And that's it. So now let's see the bone constraints here. I've already repositioned them, so there's no change here. No transforms going on, so it's just a question of reset here, reset there, and that is done. Now we can, just to make sure, resymmetrize. Now we could probably wave paint those things. Can hide this mesh, can hide this. Let's just hide the eyebrow now and focus on the orbicularis oculi. I need some mask here for this region. So remember now, the head bone has already some minimal waves here. So whichever I wave, even if I wave minimum here, some values here, got some mistake here. Okay, Control V, just do this. Alright, so no, it's just that I did the opposite, right? I didn't pause mode again, alright. Alright, then we got the eyebrow, probably got edit mode. This time I won't get it wrong. Want the eyebrow here. Yes, okay. Okay, so let's say the eyebrow is larger because it's more, I don't know, impactful, I don't know. Okay, then this, gonna wave paint this. We need some mask here. And this is delicate mask. Yeah, I see what I need to do. I'm gonna get, actually this will be simpler than I thought. So we'll reach up to the lid crease, top lid crease, and here we don't need these ones. So this will be the threshold for these deforms. We're going to wave paint mode. A highlight here, folks, for wave painting. So this is a critical question for making good cartoony rigging in Blender, or right, trying to match the character design with some 2D facial expressions of character design maybe. So what I'm doing here is that this is the brow mesh, or the forehead mesh, or the upper face, or the upper region of the orbicularis oculi muscles all around the eye socket, right, or all around the eye hole. And so here or around the eye, right? So here what I have is that this is the mask that I'm gonna use to wave paint these bones. This is not an eyebrow rig. This is actually a so we're gonna use the paint mask option. These are actually, oops, need to change the bone here. These are actually forehead, it's called forehead, but the brow, just brow, not eyebrow, brow, just is the skin of the flesh, well, the bone structure, all this that in cartoony moves a lot. So the idea here is I'm gonna wave paint this up to this region, which you see there's a seam here. This is the top lid crease, and this is the bottom lid crease, right, when the intersection between the eyelids skin or mesh and the face. And so this is super important feature, anatomic feature, even on drawing, right, to understand. Even for cartoon this can help, not only realistic. So this is very important concept, because what we want to do sometimes in 3D rigging to match the greatness of 2D expressions, cartoon expressions, is that we want the eyebrow mesh sometimes to, or actually the brow mesh, all this along with the eyebrow, to move on top of the face of the eye. So something like this, right? Of course much better than that, right? This is super difficult without, it's advanced rigging actually, because it's not trivial to understand what is required from a 3D rig to reach this stuff, right? There are a lot of complexity. So here what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna wave paint this. Yes, the eyebrow is already wave painted, so I'm gonna test this. I want some waves here, but not too much. So this is just the threshold of the waves. And so up to the lid crease, the top lid crease, I'll have some stronger waves. Maybe here I'm not sure what I want, so I'm gonna leave something. Yeah, here is a mistake. So I'm gonna try to blur these things later. And here we're gonna get some blended waves with the other one, right? So let's, all this structure will be a bit like that. So just blurring here. These waves don't need to be maximized actually, but it could be important. I don't have a lot of geometry, so this can be tricky. So I'm gonna try something like this, right? And here we're gonna reduce, and here I'm gonna try to blur this and actually push this like this, and then re-blur, but maybe here. Okay, and we can of course test. Let's see. Of course this is happening terribly because the other parts of the face are not. Yeah, it's a bendy bone, right? So this is a craziness of we need blended waves for here, right? So I'm gonna now this yeah, it's a bendy bone actually. I forgot. So the problem is that I don't have the geometry here, so maybe here I should get these waves. Yeah, let's try this. Yeah, just to have this more. Then I go back on face mask, and so here I'm gonna just try to reach some generic stuff after no, this was a mistake, so let's just do this. So maybe here we got a little stronger in the last ones because it's further away from the center. Here it's very further away, so I don't want too much influence from that. This shared influence might be a mistake for bendy bones actually. Yeah, so because you see what it can do to opposite sides, right? So possibly I could, yeah, maybe I should take off. Yeah, I think that will be nice. Okay, so I have a threshold of deforms. We don't want. Okay, this might be a good threshold for this one, and then the opposite we might want, yeah, actually this threshold, so we don't want any of this here. I could just make another face edge loop there, but I want to see if I can save this low poly geometry, and here probably should take off this. Okay, let's do this now. Probably if I test, but just before testing, let's complete this one, blur more here, this part, see if we can get more waves here. Yeah, that might be okay. And then here on the bottom part. Alright, let's test now. We got this, the center. Well, I don't know what's. I'm still doing this rig for the head, so of course in the bottom it's because we need to do more. So in the center it seems to be a mistake to have. So yeah, this concentrate. This is probably a terrible mistake. And here it could be a problem of the head bone that is missing some more waves there. So let's look at. So this is a bit complicated, but ignore that there are other ways to do. Maybe let's try here. Just giving this structure here for the head, and maybe I need let's see, Shift X. What wave is that? This is, yeah, so I'm gonna just pick this and let's try to build up these values here. Maybe it's too little, so maybe a little more. Yeah. And so here for the center, right, maybe we could use something like this. Alright, let's check again now for. Okay, is that. No, it's nothing to do with. This one is working fine, but this one... Okay, is that this mesh is being pushed too much? It's like it's ignoring the opposite side, right? Could it be that some properties here? Okay, folks, I don't know, but I think this is a ruined highlight. Unfortunately, but I need to it's a bendy bone. Yeah, it's probably some... I don't understand in here. Here I understand it's because we need more waves here. We have some other bones here need some influence on the bottom region otherwise, but here in the center is just... Yeah, it's just moving way too much, right? Doesn't make sense. It's as if there are more waves carrying this. Yeah, it makes no sense. The head has a lot of influence, so it shouldn't be moving that much. Okay, then just take these waves then. Okay, it's a little better there. The center is still a disaster. So maybe... Really? Is this the solution then? Okay, but still wear the sides, right? Yeah, with little geometry maybe that's... And these waves are just... Gonna just change this at once. So let's give this value here. But still... Yeah, here is almost working on the side, but I don't understand really why so much. Is this flexing so much? Could be because of this, right? Yeah, lack of geometry then shouldn't have this maximum influence in the center. Take off this. Maybe that's... Okay, this is better. So yeah, I must be careful, really, indeed. Wave bendy bones can be very dangerous. There's some... Maybe I need this complement here. This is too weird, yeah. I rigged this stuff, I don't remember this. Yeah, maybe I need to complete the rig first with the other bones and then we'll see, right? This is where maybe this was a mistake, right? But, or it's just too complicated, right? But, yeah... Let's expand. It's more rigidity for the head in this, for the skull in these regions. It is too fleshy. That might be the reason why this is happening. The waves here are just too strong, right? But here in the center, yeah. Oh, I remember what's going on in the center. Of course, naturally. This is a problem that I always have. How come I forgot? We don't want bendy bones to meet in the center of geometry with a mirror modifier. It tends to cause rig havoc. Alright, finally. So it was something about the mirror modifier, yeah. Okay, and the rest is because we need to complete this structure. Here we're gonna do the same. This time I'll not include these faces, but I might include yeah, I need to I think it will be up to here. That could work. Yeah, this is our mask for now. Up to this vertex. Yeah, so too much, we don't want this last. So okay, so we're gonna Control X, Control X. Okay, so here now we can just start over again. We got some wrong. Need just to add this one. Yeah, so here we just need to find the threshold. Could be about here. Yeah. This one is simpler, so just move this here and also here. Okay, and the intersections are normal because the rest of the eyelids is not. We've painted nor the cheeks and the muzzles, so there's... Now you see this deforms, this region deforms a little better. Except here, but here we know already. Alright, so I think that is should be it for today, folks. So automatic waves or envelope wave, whatever. I'm researching some stuff about envelope waves again, but for now I have to do this manually. It's very time consuming, sometimes often frustrating, but of course I won't give up, so need to work with this. And but yeah, auto waves is like when I started rigging 3 years ago, I wasn't super excited about auto waves because all the results were mostly wrong, right? But if we learn how to set up the skeleton properly for auto waves, for the limitations of auto waves, then apparently auto waves, someone told me that bendy bones don't respond very well to it. The requirements of bendy bones don't match soft, and so this could be a problem here. So, or then it's just that we auto waves with maybe turning off the segments during auto wave, maybe, I don't know. So I have to try out and see. And so we're progressing, so there will be more for these things. So let's see, restore face ghost mesh. So this is done. We have ear bones is done. So there is still the face wave paint, so there will be still the like eyelids, eyelashes, nose bridge, so lips, muzzle, chin, yeah, jaw, let's see, arcades, tongue. Anything else there for the... Yeah, no, that's it. So it's not very. It's just the eyes is. It's just a lot of features, right, for cool expressions. And then shape keys, we don't do shape keys because we're gonna convert this expression to shape keys, right? And then there are some extra things which this is secondary, so some cloth rigging stuff, yeah, some just things for remember this, but this is where I need to reach for the start to get the mocap experiment, and so and see if that works, right? So very, very close to get finally into the real interesting part here. And I think there's no tutorial about that, so that should be quite relevant to make some highlights about it. So thanks for watching, folks. Hope that was interesting. Take care and happy blending. See you next time. So tomorrow we'll be back. I'm not sure if good it will be, sorry, this project, but because I'm getting so close to this, possibly yes. So I'll be alternating according to what looks better. See ya, folks. Enjoy.